So the Wilier is a bike that I didn't expect that much from. Had never ridden a Wilier before. Also didn't really expect much from those wheels that are on it. They're a deep alloy rim carbon wheel. How wrong I was, because I got out on it. It's just amazing. It's a beautiful bike. Compared to the Stork, where the bike almost got away from me at times, the Wilier is incredibly controlled. Those wheels really ground the bike. You don't have a lot of wheel skippage. It's really smooth, and because of the weight of the wheels a bit, once it's up to speed, the bike holds speed really well. It's smooth when you want to do that little bit more acceleration, and that EPS is just phenomenal. Really just great. It's got the active click that Shimano doesn't have, and it makes a really positive difference to the feel of the electronic shifting.
And the bike itself is a very fast feeling bike. In the handling, it's quite whippy. It would be a great crit bike. You can find the edge of it quite easily. If you throwing it into a corner, it will go in really fast. So you have to be a little bit careful, but that's not a problem with the bike. I think it's just designed that way. It feels like a race bike, and when you're spending that much money, that's what you want. It's super light. The wheels are good. All the component choices are good. It's a great bike.
They seem to fit me well. I got a 12cm stem on it. It's the right reach. The bars are comfortable. The way that the frame handles is what it was reminiscent of the last Wilier I rode, which was a few years ago. But it does feel very light. They're very predictable bikes. They go into corners very well. It's windy out there today. We have some deep rims on it, and that was noticeable. Every time I came out from between buildings, there was a definite shunting of the front wheel. I could really feel it. Up front, at the back, it's not so obvious. The feel is similar to Di2, and the sound is similar to Di2, so I guess there's some things that are reminiscent, but what I think is funny is that you get used to, you're accustomed to the Campag shift, so you want to sort of do the big whoosh like this, but you only have to do this, if you know what I mean. But there's a little bit of movement, so it's a wonderful sensation. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, it's great to come onto that after riding a few of these other bikes, because it feels really direct. You can feel every little ripple of the pavement through the front end. As you come into a corner, you know exactly where you are on the road. It's a real tactile experience, and particularly it fits really nicely with EPS, which has a real mechanical feel about it, even though it is an electronic group set. The wheels feel a little bit heavy, but they are deep and they're alloy rims, so you get those benefits. And certainly going down the driveway, I was reminded, going back onto Campy brakes, how they feel a little bit spongy and probably not quite as powerful as the Shimano Ultegra offerings that we're also riding today. It's a nice bike. It probably doesn't feel as light as it is, which, you know, that can actually be a compliment to pay to a bike. Sometimes when you get on a really light bike, it feels a little bit fragile in the way that it rides. But it's direct. It feels stiff. It's a real sort of man's racing bike. That's how I would categorise the Wilier.